About 25 years ago, I learned there's a fine line between being a good Samaritan and a chicken thief. This happened as I was working with one of my customers. I'm in the packaging business, and I had a customer up in New Holland that was a poultry processor. And they invited me up to come look at their plant and take a tour and talk about a project. So I went up and they did that, and I took the plant tour and I saw just about the entire operation except for an area that he called the slaughter room. And he said, we typically don't take visitors in there and you probably don't want to see it anyway. And I heartily agreed with him. I did not want to see that slaughter room. So we took care of our business, and I was heading back out to my car in the parking lot. And being 25 years ago, we didn't have cell phones, but I noticed right at the back door there was a payphone on the wall. So I stopped there to call back to my office and get messages and those types of things. And as I look out this glass door towards the parking lot out there, I see along the wall in a little niche, there's a chicken sitting there. And he's staring at me. And he's got these big, pleading chicken eyes, which I've never seen before, but it looks like he's asking, please help me. And I assumed he was an escapee that had gotten out of the probably unloading process or something. I had no idea how he got there. But I was still talking on the phone to my colleagues and figuring out, about business. But the entire time, I'm looking at the chicken, and he's just got me in radar lock the whole time. And my heart is starting to melt for this chicken because he's kind of shaking and quivering, and he's sitting there and continues to look at me. And I just decide, you know what, I gotta help this chicken. So as I get off the phone, I go out the door. This is at the back of a plant, so there's not really much around except for that glass door. I run back to my car and I drop off my briefcase, and I come back, look around, make sure nobody's watching, and I reach down and I pick up the chicken. I pick them up kind of like a basketball because I've picked up chickens before. I know they typically try to get away. Chickens don't like to be picked up. But this one, he started kicking his feet, kind of pecking at me with his beak, but I think he was trying to grab on so he didn't fall. I think he wanted me to help him escape. So I pick him up and I take him over to my car and I open the back door. Actually, I couldn't open the back door because both hands were full of chicken. So I pull him up against me, and then I pull open the back door and gently lay him down on the floor mat. And he just kind of settles right in and kind of roosts and seems happy all of a sudden. Like, he's in a nice dark place, nobody can see him, and he's safe again. And I'm feeling pretty good about myself. So I get ready to go back in. I was going to get in my car door, and I see all of a sudden I'm full of chicken feathers and whatever the beak, some kind of chicken spit, or at least I was hoping it was chicken spit. And I brush it off, and I get into the car and back out of the parking spot, and I'm kind of feeling like Robin Hood here, and I got Friar Cluck in the back seat. We're heading out the door, and we go out, and I'm really feeling good, like I'm helping the chicken, I'm being a good guy, and I go around the corner, and then I notice something that horrifies me. There's a guard shack that was abandoned when I came in, and now there's a security guard. And he's talking to somebody in a car in front of me, and he's got his little clipboard, and they're talking about something. And it's about probably a good 100 yards up in front of where I am, and I'm horrified. And then at the same time, I look over to my right, and I see this sign that says something like, "Do not remove company property from premises without authorization." And I think, I'm gonna get fired. This is, and I'm starting to sweat. And I look on the other side, and another sign that says, "All vehicles subject to search." And, I just like, my life is over. I'm going to jail, as well as getting fired. And my heart's beating like a machine gun now. And I'm approaching this thing, and I think, I'm going to back up. I'm going to let the chicken out someplace, and he's on his own. And then I look in my rearview mirror, and there's a big truck right behind me, and it's a long single-lane driveway. I can't back up anymore. I've got to go forward. So I approach the guard gate. I'm about 20 yards away, and I don't know what to do. I just picture myself face down on the concrete with handcuffs and, over a chicken that's only good for about 99-cent portions of chicken nuggets here, and my whole life is just about over. And I come up to the gate guard, and he was looking in the windshield at me, and I just decided, you know what, I gotta confess. I gotta tell him, I'll tell him I found the chicken in the parking lot, absolute truth, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't want him to get run over or anything, so I put him in my car and I brought him up here. And I've decided I'm gonna do that. And so I get up to the, just about pulling up the gate guard, and he's looking at the windshield at me. And as soon as I get there, he just flashes me a big smile and says, go on, go on. And I'm like, I kind of like stall, I'm having a heart attack. And I've already decided to confess, and I just don't know what to do. And I start to roll out down my window, and he just waves at me again and says, go on, you're good. And then he goes back to talk to the truck behind me, like he knows the truck driver or something. So I took that as a sign that you know, I was authorized to remove the property, and I also decided that the chicken was, and it was just some kind of a sign that I was being sent that you know, go in peace, take the chicken with our compliments, and leave. So I went out feeling really good about the fact that, you know, the chicken had escaped. I performed a rescue, and in navigating that fine line between being a good Samaritan and a chicken thief, I felt like I was a little bit more on the good Samaritan side.